Next up on Copycat Recipes, I'm going to show you how you can roast butternut squash just like the Olive Garden does. Did you know the Olive Garden has a new side dish and it doesn't involve pasta? It involves butternut squash. So I'm going to show you how you can roast up butternut squash just like they do. It's one of their most popular side dishes right now, so I'm told by my waiter. Now, this really just involves just a couple of ingredients, butternut squash being one of them. We're going to go ahead and peel this and cut this into small pieces, and we're going to roast this in the oven. Now, maybe you can't find butternut squash, maybe you think it's a lot of work. You can sometimes find nice cut butternut squash. I got this at Trader Joe's. I've also seen it at Costco, and you can use this instead. So why don't we go ahead and get started on this fabulous recipe. All right, so we have a butternut squash here. Now the first thing that we need to do is we need to go ahead and peel the skin off. Then we're going to slice it in half. We're going to clean out the middle. It's kind of like a pumpkin in the inside. There's a little bit of seeds and extra goodies right there in that cavity. And then we need to just cut it in about 1-inch pieces and then cut it into smaller pieces. Now, I really encourage you to use a sharp knife when you do this. You can see you do have to put a little bit of pressure on your knife. So I want you to be safe and be careful. So what's involved with this recipe is after we get this all nice and chopped up, I put this in a 13 by 9-inch baking pan. And then I poured a little bit of olive oil on the top because you want to put a little fat on top of the butternut squash to kind of protect it and kind of seal in the good flavor. And about halfway through of baking time, then I poured a cup of white wine on there. Now I used a Moscato. Now if you happen to have a Gewürztraminer or a Riesling, these are both sweet wines. They'll work wonderfully. So I baked this at about 400 degrees. There I added a little bit of salt. For about 45 minutes, I poured on 1 cup of wine, and then I continued to roast this for another 30 minutes or so. During the last 10 minutes, I put my oven on broil, and I came out with this wonderfully browned butternut squash that you can make. It's so easy to do. So I encourage you to make some roasted butternut squash just like the Olive Garden. Please be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe so you can see what's cooking next.